those stats. We can whiz back now to Nav and catch up with Kevin.
Welcome back to Nav, and joining me now is Barry Orr from Betfair. Barry, an intriguing racing here today, and none more so than the first race, and of course a race that you have a big interest in.
Yeah, obviously Cause of Causes, the Labrador Curl winner, racing today against what looks to be 10-9 on favourite Midnight Game. All the money's come for him this morning. I don't know where the pace is going to come from in the race. Obviously Hizabad isn't known for making it, nor is Midnight Game, and our fella certainly won't want to make it. So it's going to be an intriguing contest for in-running players. Wait and see who jumps off in front. Our horse needs a real good gallop, and I think that's been reflected in the market this morning. He's a 13-8 chance now, Cause of Causes, 10-9 on Midnight Game, and Hizabad is a bigger price now than what he was when Pick a Pocket or Two was in the race. He's out to about a 7-1 chance. And
your horse is rock solid form. You know, he was second obviously behind Rebel Fitz. Definitely for me a shade unlucky in a Galway hurdle, and then he went on and ran a blind on the Greatwood. And he beat of course Cesar Varet as well in a 5-runner race, and of course that got a big boost yesterday with he winning the last race at Punchestown.
Yeah, and it's for us now today, regardless of what happens here, it's all systems go for the Betfair Hurl in Newbury on the 9th of February. That's the race that we really want to win, the richest handicap in the UK. Obviously he's won the second richest handicap in England in the Ladbroke, and now it's time hopefully for him to win the richest in the Betfair on the 9th of February.
And he's given your club a lot of fun as well, obviously culminating in the big victory at Ascot last week, or a couple of weeks ago. But you know, this horse bred to win a Derby. He's a half-brother to Chris Kinn, who won the Derby back in 2003.
Yeah, I'm glad you picked up on that. Not a lot of pundits have picked up on that, but he's a half-brother to Chris Kinn. Angel in my heart is his mother, the same as Chris Kinn, and you know, he's just gone 5, and he could start improving first. He'll improve for better ground as well. So hopefully there's significant improvement to come. And if he was to go on and win the Betfair, even run well in it, well then we'll be looking towards Cheltenham and one of the top contests there.
And tell us a little bit about the club as well, Barry. I think it's the first horse you've had in training, is it?
First horse we've had in training in Ireland. We've several in the UK with Donald McCain and Paul Nichols, but this is the first we've had with our Irish racing ambassador Gordon Elliott, and what a horse to have.
Oh, great start. And also Hizabad, quick mention of Hizabad. He was our best juvenile hurdler last year. He was second behind Countrywide Flame in the Triumph, and he won 2 Grade 1s. No money for him?
Not a shilling for him, no. Like I said earlier, he seems to be on the drift. He's out to 7-1, heading towards 8-1 now.
Okay, moving on to our second race of the day. This doesn't look a strong maiden hurdle, does it? Over 2 miles. Blissful moment, blinkers, tongue strap on him for the first time.
Yeah, it looks bad. All the layers are right to get him. He's currently a 3-1 chance. 9-2 Dancer's Dilemma, an 8-year-old as well, trying to win a maiden hurdle. There's been good money for 2 outsiders. Another challenge, Oliver McKiernan's horse, from 14-1 into 8-1. And there's also been a few quid knocking around for First I Heard of It. That's one of Paul Shanahan owns that, and Tony Mullins trains it. He's a 7-year-old as well, but to keep him in training, Paul Shanahan must see something, and Tony Mullins must see something in him. He's been back from 14-1 into 8-1, so he's one to keep an eye on.
He's a well-bred horse actually as well. He's a half-brother to Age Benefit, who I remember Tony talked quite a bit of when he won his bumper, and also Mead All-Star as well, who won 4 as well, the ill-fated Mead All-Star. So he's bred in the purple. It's not a great contest. To the Sky, I thought maybe because it's such an ordinary race, could come into it as well, especially on his run behind Knocklong back in a maiden hurdle last year. I think it was at Naas.
Yeah, it's been steady in the betting at around a 5-1 chance, but no great money for him. I think he's well exposed at this stage, but you'd have to think Tony Mullins, if it was any use at all, he could come into the reckoning.
Okay, moving on to the third race, 2 mile handicap hurdle. Open looking affair, plenty of chances.
Yeah, Gordon's horse Barney's Honour has come in for really good support. He's just a shade of 7-2 now from 5-1 earlier on. Really well supported. A few quid for Prince of Milan put up by Price Wise into around a 7-2 chance. Outside of that, Shanrose Society really weak, out to a 10-1 chance. So you'd have to say Barney's Honour and the favourite there.
Yeah, Shanrose Society was an impressive winner of what was an ordinary hurdle down the Thurles the last time.
Yeah, not a shilling for him, out to 10-1.
Okay, 2:15 is the 2 mile 7 maiden hurdle. Suntiep Willis won a bumper.
Yeah, he came from the next parish that day in Limerick to win the bumper. He traded 240-1 in running on Betfair, so that'll give you some sort of indication, you know, what position he came from. But he's stepping him up obviously in trip for his first maiden hurdle. Richard Pugh, our point-to-point expert, in his blog on Betfair, gave a big shout to Fence Me In. That's the Lawler's horse, won 2 point-to-points, currently 14-1 chance. There's been a few quid knocking around for it, into 12 and 10-1. There's also been some money for Malt Green, was 11-2, is into around a 7-2 chance now. So I think you'll see them trying to get the favourite there. He's drifted, he was 5-4, he's out to 7-4 now, the favourite Suntiep. So I think the layers are going to try to get him.
And Liz Lawler, of course, back with a winner in her first couple of rides back on, and for her dad, after having a bad injury there at Fairy House the other day, well able to train. One only has her licence a little recently too.
Yeah, and I'm sure her father has a world of experience in horse racing and point-to-point and field, and I'm sure she's gleaming a lot of his experience and putting it to good use.
And all those Carrigean horses, there were plenty of winners down through the years. Right, fifth race of the day, Alderwood. He looks a good team, barring accidents, he should win, shouldn't he?
Yeah, 5-4 on, touching 11-8 on now at the moment. The market says he'll win. There's not money for anything else. Spring Heel, small few quid for it into around a 6-1 chance, and it's Kano. It's 12-1 bar the two of them.
Okay, and feature event of the day, that looks an intriguing little contest, the Foxrock Handicap Chase, over 2.5.
Yeah, it looks a fantastic race. Harpsichord was 33-1 on when he fell at the last in Limerick there recently. He's come in for good support into 7-2. Tarquinius, Gordon Elliott's horse, looking for his third win in nearly as many weeks. He's been relatively well supported. He's into around an 8-1 chance. In great form, the horse that got in as a reserve into the Paddy Power, he came in for really good support that day. Admittedly, not as good support as the winner, Colbert Station. He was backed off the boards, but he did come in for good support. I think he finished up around a 10-1 chance. Money coming for him again this morning. If they come for him in that race there today in the Foxrock Chase, I think he'll take all the beat. And he's currently around 11-2 chance, and I can see him finishing up significantly shorter than that, but it's a hot race.
Would you worry about Tarcanis dropping back to 2.5? He won over 2.5 at Leopardstown, needed every yard of it, and then won over 3-1 at Punchestown.
Yeah, but I'd say it's going to take a lot of getting here today. That's why in great form. The money's come for him. Obviously, it was a hard slog, and he only ran on into 5th in the Paddy Power, but it's going to take every inch of it here today.
Big time. We finish up then with the bumper. Doesn't look the strongest of bumpers on the book, especially for around Navan as well. Any money for the Knoll Mead trend newcomer?
Yeah, there was earlier on this morning, 13-8. I think a lot of it's guesswork with him, Benny Mead. Wicklow Gold strong at around the 11-4 mark. Outside of him, a few quid for Kern Flemings at around a 6-1 mark.
Best backed horses of the day with Betfair?
Cause, I hope. At the moment, you'd have to say Midnight Game from 6-4 into a shade of odds on.
Okay, thanks for joining us, Barry, and let's hope we're interviewing you after the first race inside the Winners Enclosure Cause of Causes.
Please God. Thanks.
Bet365, your odds-on favourite.
At the UK's biggest electrical sale, this fantastic energy-efficient Hotpoint fridge freezer is £100 off at a brilliantly low £199.